Hiya and good morning. I'm sorry not to be with you in person, as it would have been great to see everyone that I'd met through Zoom. Sad as I am, I've read all 137 pages of the National Care Strategy consultation and started, on behalf of the Dementia Alumni, to answer the questions within the 47-page questionnaire. This is taking time because although dementia is only mentioned roughly 6 times, the document is totally about the future of social care within Scotland. What difference the funding mentioned last week will mean remains to be seen, as Scotland will receive a percentage of it due to the Barnett formula. Anyway, at first glance, the document is full of the dictionary, mentioning human rights, etc., but as always, the devil is in the detail. Some points have jumped out at me already. There is an intention to scrap the postcode lottery, where, for example, one council can prioritise children, whilst another can prioritise the elderly. Hopefully this means that best practice can be taken from one council and used throughout Scotland. For example, Fife have a dedicated named nurse who follows the person with dementia through the journey. Through Age Scotland, myself and others have already discussed the document with the Minister, and I believe that this conference will have delegates doing the same. He is very approachable. He would be, coming from the North East, so he understands the importance of localism away from the Central Belt. I put to the Minister the importance of having someone with dementia on the new locality boards, ensuring oversight, as there should be nothing about us without us, and spending on dementia will be the greatest part of social care spending. He wants evidence-based solutions and was interested in Fife's post-diagnostic support, for instance. He also took on board the importance of language. Having been a bureaucrat myself, I fully understand the difference between must, i.e., oh dear, we have to do this, and should. Right, that can go, if not in the bin, at least put to one side. This is equally true regarding funding. Ring fencing is vital, otherwise creative accounting comes in. Been there, done that. The alumni in due course will give their considered response, using examples where possible, as that is a prerequisite for proposals to be considered. Bye for now, and wish you all the best of luck in collating a considered report in a time of able. Bye.
Start again. Hi everybody, it's nice to see well-kent faces and make new friends. The video you have just watched has shown how seriously we, the alumni, see this consultation. But due to our retention and memory issues, and we've all got different types of dementia, so different challenges, we have to thank Paula Brown, who assists us, because when we were talking about how difficult we were finding it, and it seemed quite daunting, we looked for a solution, and Paula came up with doing 3 or 4 videos, breaking it down so on YouTube, so that we, the group, could look at it at our leisure, and we will be able to answer knowledgeably after discussion what we want to say as a group to this new Scottish National Care Service that is being we're asked to consult on. So please don't be put off with the amount of pages. Don't think this is too much for us because of our dementia, because there are solutions. Now, Nancy and I are going to be at this conference, so we're in the audience. Feel free to ask us how we came up with our solutions, and let's do this because it's important to us, it's important to Scotland that we answer honestly, because we owe it to our government so that they can make knowledgeable decisions on our behalf. And then because we've participated, we can criticise all we like if they don't listen to us. That's how I feel, and speak to us after if you want to. Bye.
Overwhelmed by the amount of material, and the reading you must have done, Paula, amazes me. Anyway, here we are now. Yes, and I'm interested in the joint boards idea. You know, how are they going to work? And what was the other thing about the Charter of Rights? Obviously, we need a Charter of Rights, I would say, and the joint boards, absolutely. The future of social care is so important to us as people with dementia.
So do you think that social care needs to be improved?
Oh, no doubt about it. Absolutely, it needs to be. Of course it needs to be improved. What else can I say, Paula? You would have to be an idiot not to say yes to that, you know? Excuse me. Am I being stupid?
No, I love it. You tell it how it is, Nancy.
Well, there's no other way to do it.
So this is really what this document's about. It's about asking everybody how to do that, how to make it better. So right. We're making a start.
Right. Yes.
At around about 2013, the Scottish Government gave a guarantee. Now, that wasn't spoken or written, that people newly diagnosed with dementia in Scotland would get a year's post-diagnosis support. Now, that didn't happen. The report into how it was going on took years to come out, and at that point, only 2 out of 5 people were getting it. Now, there could have been a lot of reasons for that. One, that they couldn't recruit staff. You can't open up a job and think everybody wants to do it. And again, there was training involved, so that people would have to go into the job maybe a month or 2 before to find out what they need to know about localities and things that can happen. So, and again, could be travelling. Some parts of Scotland, you maybe can only see 2 people in one day because of the travelling, which would be exacerbated in the islands, where travel is much harder. So, going by the fact, I think the number of people getting post-diagnosis support has risen, but it's not 100%. So while I'm all in favour of these things, and I really appreciate the government looking at it sincerely, I have my doubts it's going to work for a few years. They haven't got the post-diagnostic support sorted out. So how can you sort this out? So obviously I'll give everything my full support so that things are better for everybody.
The Age Scotland has dates where you can join them if you're not a member of a group to have your say. If you're coming from a carer's perspective, the carers have dates that they're sending out to other carers. If you're a young carer or a member of the prison service, there is consultations happening all over Scotland. So look out in your local authority to see which dates. A lot of these consultations are happening via Zoom.
For such an important change in policy in Scotland, what worries me is the fact that it was 139 pages long. Some say 137, but I get the number 139 from it. Now, professionals, I imagine, will be busy. How are they going to find time in their working day to read it? So how do you expect non-professionals to read through that and grasp what it's all about? It was really too much. I mean, I read it, but it was a quick read because it would have taken too long to stop and ponder over every single bit. So, but what's the alternative? I think an easy read for not just people with dementia, but for anybody that's in a situation where they might need health and social care.
We can't look at it as one big document. We need to break it down, no matter who you are, to to be able to adapt and do it in an easy way that it's not going to put a strain on your brain, you know. And I think the alumni, in my opinion, have been very professional and brilliant, especially over just a few days. For Paula to do what she done,
Yeah, absolutely.
to be able to read that and do all these things, and for James to be able to read and skim read it, because I couldn't read it. And I even struggled with the video, and I was pausing and starting it, making another cup of tea, pausing it, looking at it and that. But that is the alumni showing how important this is to us. And that is what I want to get across. It is an important piece of work. And we, the alumni, are giving it its importance and putting our effort in so that the government is enabled to understand where we're all coming from, so there is easier ways to do it, and every group will find their own way, and every individual needs to find their own way, to find the way to get their voice heard. It's just coming from your personal experience. So it's not a test, you know, and the government will put this through whatever thing that they put it through, and pull out the data and the statistics and say people think it should be local, or they think it should be national, or they think it should be this, because, and then they'll analyse it, you know.
I think it would be nice to acknowledge Ron's and Karen's work in bringing the first Scottish meeting of people with dementia together, a conference run by and for people with dementia. And I don't know if he'll be saying that in his introduction, but as we are on near the beginning, I think it would be nice to acknowledge the hard work behind the scenes that's allowed this to happen. A Scottish first. As I said, this is a Scottish first, and I hope that it's the first of many. And I'd like everybody that's made the sacrifice to come along today, to have a good time, to learn things and to go home refreshed.
Yes, yes. The alumni are really overwhelmed by the amount of information in this document, the National Care Service for Scotland. And I think we actually are struggling to participate in it. And we would like you all to try and join us in this. So please come along and join us in this conversation about what would you like the National Care Strategy to do? And what do you need for carers? What are the questions we all need to be asking? I think that's what we need to kind of sit down and talk about.